Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with the 7th layout with my Cocoa Daisy kit. I am loving this kit. I like to challenge myself though to make the layouts look different. So if you'll notice, and you'll notice this in the kit review video or the Killer Kit video or whatever you want to call it, that my layouts all look completely different. I don't use the same style. Okay, I use the same style of scrapbooking. Like my style is very much myself, and I don't know that you can label it as anything, but I don't have the same structure, I guess. I guess that's what I mean. So like I don't always have a grid layout, or I don't always have a single photo layout, or I don't always have a large photo layout. All of my layouts are completely different, and I really like that. Now I do certain things over and over again, like drawing outlines. I don't do those over and over again, but I do them periodically. So you'll see repeating things in my style, but I'm doing things completely different. I guess with the exception of these circle elements that I keep cutting out of the page, because I seem to do that on every layout. But I like those, so I'm okay with that. Now, another thing I'll make note of, that when I'm scrapbooking, I skip around. I don't do photos from the same month or the same part of my album all the time. I skip around. Now, the last layout was a birthday layout, and this current one is a birthday layout. But they're totally different, and they were from different times. Though it was his birthday, one was at his birthday party, one was at the lunch that we went to with my mom when she was in town for his birthday, and then this other one is the dinner that we went to on his birthday, just Kaylin, myself, and Ernest. So I wanted to add a border to this layout, but I didn't want to do the lines around the edges like I did on the layout a couple, I guess 2 layouts ago. I wanted to do something different, so I decided to do like faux stitching lines. I'm just using my Sharpie fine point, ultra fine point marker for this. And what I'm doing is I'm doing it down the left side and then a double faux stitching line at the bottom, but there's not going to be a border at the top, and there's not going to be a border at the right. Now my photo faces the left, so my photo will be here to the right side of the layout. So I just added a few little stitching lines up to the top, but it's not a border. It's just to bring that stitching to another point on the layout. I have this little photo that I've cut down, and I really considered putting 2 photos on this layout, but I changed my mind and I just have this one at the top. I have this tissue paper that was in the packaging of the kit, and I have been wanting to use this but just hadn't figured out how I was going to use it yet. So it's going to make its way onto this layout. I'm just going to do a double mat here with the same tissue paper. It's beautiful tissue paper. It's just a black and white polka dot. It's beautiful though, and I like using tissue paper because it's slightly transparent. It's not as bold and heavy as a pattern paper would be, but you still get the same effect, but you also get a little bit of added texture as well. And if you'll notice, this tissue paper is not completely flat. It's kind of like crumpled up a little bit, so it's definitely got some texture to it. I keep all tissue paper I get. If it comes in a birthday present, I keep it as long as it's not like all jacked up. I keep all of it. They actually asked for decorative tissue paper for his camp, and I really had to think about it before I decided to send some, because I do have some beautiful tissue paper and I have a lot of it. So I decided to send a few sheets with him to camp because they were asking for that as one of those things that you provide. But I had to think about it, and that's so bad. It's like, keep it in my stash for me to use, send it with my child to camp. It was a debate. He won, but it was a debate. It took me a minute to make that decision. Just playing around with the different little things that are left in my stash. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, my child, if he notices I'm recording, he has to have his hand in. He just wants to see it. He wants to see it on the screen. He was liking these acetate words. See, there's his hand. He wants to see it. He just gets a kick out of being able to see his hand. I eventually had to kick him out of the way because he was starting to push me from being in front of my desk. He wanted to be in the front and center, so I eventually kind of have to shoo him away. But he's hanging out with me for a little bit. He usually hangs out with me if he's awake and I'm scrapbooking, but he normally sits on the floor beside me and does a puzzle or or, you know, plays in his coloring books or plays with Play-Doh. I have a whole little art section set up for him in my scrap room. He just pulls out his box and just spreads everything out on the floor. But he creeps into my videos quite a bit here recently. But most of the layouts are about him, so I guess that's okay. I decided to use 2 of the acetate words. I've got this one that says awesome, and then I'm going to use this other one that says sweet. And I just use my sticker maker like I have been doing on any of the ones that I've used those acetate words with, basically. I'm pulling out all of the yellow elements. There are not that many in the kit, but there are some. And so I decided to go ahead and pull those out. I'm not a monochromatic scrapbooker by any means, but when you use the yellow background, you know yellow elements will coordinate. So I pull those out just to see if I can make them work. Now this sticker maker, when I pull off the front, it's kind of on a little bit of wax paper, I guess you could say. So it's nice to kind of just have that to where I can layer or keep my words on there until I'm 100% sure where I want those to be. So what I just stamped, and it had the word sweet there. Well, the stamp set that came in the kit had a word stamp that said I am. So I just stamped I am sweet, and that is my title. It also had this banner in the Pink Fresh Studio die cut pack, so I also layer that here at the very top, and that kind of finishes that little cluster up at the top. It's not very busy, it's just a little something up there at the top, and to me that kind of finishes off that top right corner. Since I have a border on the left side and on the bottom, the right side, the right top corner was looking really bare, so having that up there kind of finishes that off. And also the fact that he is facing the left side of the page kind of helps as well. So the banner that I have there, not the banner, there's a yellow tab that I layered right behind my photo, behind the tissue paper, and then I just put the sticker on top of it from the planner sticker sheet that said good stuff. And then I'm going to use one of the other little stickers from the sticker sheet that says celebrate, and I'm going to put that right beside the good stuff banner. I have this orange label that I'm going to put right here at the bottom, and I'll put the date. It's just December 2nd because it was his birthday, and I'll put that at the bottom. So the coral sticker that's beside the awesome die cut just says at, like the at sign, and it says awesome. And then I put the other yellow tab, the opposite part of the tab that's behind the photo, I put it down here beside the awesome as well. And then I'm going to put a sticker on top of there that says urgent. I pulled out the yellow tag that was in the kit, and I'm going to use it as my journaling tag. So it's just a tag, and it had like a strip of yellow triangles at the bottom. It looks like washi was put on it, but it's not. It's printed on the card. But I'm just going to use this for my journaling. I pulled out one of the whole reinforcers from the planner sticker sheet to put on that tag. And I put a little bit of washi tape here at the bottom of it just to add a little bit of that coral color again. So this layout's really the yellows and the corals. Excuse me. And so my journaling just says, a family birthday dinner at Red Robin. Kaylin got his first taste of French fries dipped in ice cream. Yum. Oh, he was fascinated. He thought this was like the best thing since sliced bread. He'd never had it before, so he was just all over it. And if you guys don't have a Red Robin in your town, it's just a like a dinner place. You could eat, lunch or dinner restaurant, and it's not like real fancy because it caters to children. It lets you be loud and it has TV set up and everything. It's like a family-friendly sports bar, I guess, because there's a bar there. But anyways, they have endless fries, and so Kaylin is just like, what? This is amazing. So, and then he got a birthday sundae, like ice cream sundae because it was his birthday. And so he's just like dipping the French fries in the ice cream, and he is just having a ball. So I added this little arrow sticker, and it just says make it happen. And then I'm going to cut a banner out of some of the little strips of paper that I have to the right side of the screen. Those are just some of the leftovers that I have from the kit. So I'm going to cut one that's in a very pale peachy pink color. And then I'm pulling out these Studio 29 Designs Alpha stamps. They're the Walden print font, I think. And I'm going to stamp out fries and ice cream. So it's going to say, I am sweet. And then under that, it's going to say fries and ice cream. And then right beside it, it says make it happen. So it's kind of a subtitle. It's not really my title, but it's a little bit of a subtitle. And this is that's where I'm trying to determine which paper I want to use. And it's just barely wide enough. The alpha stamps actually they're exactly the same height as this strip of paper that I cut off. So I just have to be careful to line this up. So I'm putting fries and ice cream, and then I'll put a banner in on both sides. Now I jacked it up, so I've got to redo it. This S on fries didn't stamp properly, and so I like double stamped it when I was trying to fix it. Now I'll end up doing this on this one. If I mess up, I should just use the Sharpie because basically it's the same look. This is the Paper Tray ink Smoky Shadow ink, but it's basically black. So, when I make a mistake, I'll just fill in with the Sharpie. And the only mistake I really made here was that the bottom line of the E kind of fell off the strip at one point because, like I said, these stamps are exactly the same height as this little strip of paper. So I just kind of fill in the bottom edge of the E to make it look like an E and not an F. And then I'll cut banner ends on this little strip, and that will be it. This almost finishes this layout. I'm just going to add a few final touches, not much. I'm going to add the date on that label, add my little urgent on that tag, and then put this banner cut here that I'm making right under the sweet. And then that pretty much finishes out this layout. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure that you stay tuned to check out the next couple layouts. So far, I've done 10 layouts with this kit. This is number 7. I just haven't got 8, 9, and 10 posted for you guys yet, but it will be. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make an 11th one or not. It just kind of depends on what I have left. I need to take stock of what's left from this kit and determine if there's enough to make anything else with it. But I will definitely have a kit review video here for you shortly, and then that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for the still photos at the end of this page, and make sure you check out my blog post that coordinates with this if you'd like to see a few more photos of the layout as well as just a little bit more information about the products that I used. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So have a great afternoon and happy scrapping. Bye.